the hero I had is Forrest Gump.
You're the same as everybody else. You are no different.
Your boy's different.
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid is as stupid does.
Run, Forrest!
Hey, stupid, run!
Now, you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but I could run like the wind blows.
I applied for Harvard for 10 times, rejected. When KFC come to China, come to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only one guy.
This is a great American story that's actually a Chinese story. I wonder, who are your heroes?
Who are my heroes?
Yes.
Well, I got my story, my dream from America 15 years ago when I came to America. When I visited Silicon Valley, I saw Sunday in the evening, the road was full of cars, all the buildings was lights. That's the passion. And the hero I had is Forrest Gump. 14 years ago when I watched
Box of chocolates?
Yeah.
You know he's a fictional character, though.
I really like that guy. I've been watching that movie for about 10 times. Every time when I'm frustrated, I watch the movie. And I watched movie before I came here again.
For humility.
Yeah, for coming to the New York, because I watched the movie again and telling me that no matter whatever changed, you are you. And I'm still the guy. 15 years ago, I only earned like $20 a month. And today I can do that much, It's honor.
What does it mean for the People's Republic of China?
I think we were giving a lot of people inspiration. We want to encourage a lot of people say yes. Because one of the things I want to do, 15 years ago I told my people in my apartment that if Jack Ma and if people like us can be successful, 80% of the people in China can be successful. And 80% of the young people in the world can be successful. We do not have the rich daddy, powerful uncle. We do from nothing. So that's what I want to do for China. This trained me the way of think different from the other kids in China in my generation. Because everything I learned from the tourists, foreign tourists, are so different from the things I learned from the schools, my parents, because we thought China was like that, the world was like that in our books, But the thing that I learned from outside, they're so different. So that trained my way of thinking different. When people talk about everything, when everything people agree, normally I take 1 minute to think about, is that true? When everything disagree, I say, take about 1 minute, think about it. Is that true? So that was a training. See the entrepreneurs. When I came to the SMEs, I always feel excited. Because when I joined the SME conference, I see from the eyes, the dreams, the passion, the hope. But when I joined the Fortune 500 conference among the CEOs, I see the numbers. I see the revenues. I see the KPIs. I see the bloody competition. But among the SMEs, you see, I have a dream. I want to do something. And that happens all the time. And that makes me excited all the time. And today, I think last year, everybody said, wow, the economic is in trouble and we are all dead and what are we going to do? And today, everybody seems to be happy. See, the economy come back. Is it really economic comeback? I don't think so. The money is go to the big companies. The money go to infrastructures. The money go back to the stock market. It seems nobody learned from that. How can the economic come back if the SMEs not come back? How can the economic come back if the dreams are not come back, the hopes are not come back? I saw one thing that few days, 2 days ago, I had a dinner with my Singapore friends, and they said Singapore government is encouraging to have more babies because people are aging and not enough kids. I think every economy, every nation needs incentive package to have more small, medium-sized companies, to have more hopes, because every big company comes from the small business. If without this hope, without this kind of incentive to have more babies, we're going to die. Why I always feel excited? I have 8 babies. In the past 15 years, I built up 8 companies. 7 of them very healthy, 1 of them I sold it. And I keep the baby. When I look at my babies, Alibaba, Taobao, Alipay, and you know, the companies which I have, Ali Cloud, we just had a new baby 2 months ago. I always feel excited because you see the hope. You know this baby is going to change me. This baby is going to change the world, change the customers. And that's the thing that I always feel excited. If you want to be happy, have more babies. If you are the government, want your economy to be good, have more SMEs. These are the dreams. These are the hopes. These are the future. So this is what all we want to say, but enough. We've been crying, say, please give us support. But all the SMEs, ask ourselves one question. We are not crying babies. We believe we are tomorrow's Google. We believe we are tomorrow's eBay, YouTube. We believe we are tomorrow's UPS. If we believe we are, we can be. If you don't believe, you'll never be. We heard a lot of governments say, we give you and let me know what we're going to do. Let me know what we can help the SMEs. We heard a lot of banks say, well, we've been giving loans to a lot of SMEs. I heard some banks say, well, one of the bank presidents said, well, we give like 200 billion or $1 million to the SMEs. I said, what's the size of the loan you give? $20 million. How can you say the 20 million? As the research I got from Alibaba Group, Alibaba status, 87% of the SMEs, what they need is, the fund is below 60,000 US dollars. But they are giving loans to $20 million to some big companies, They are not SMEs, they are not the hopes. But I think all the SMEs say, nobody can help you. My 8 companies, I would say nobody help us. Only we can help ourselves. Don't rely on the government. Don't rely on the banks. Forget about that. Rely on your friends. Rely on relatives. Rely on the small dreams. And always keep that thing in mind. Because I've been trying very hard to get loans from banks. Always trouble. But in the past 10 years, I even did not borrow 1 cent from banks. My kids grow up. I don't know why. And the banks always say, well, because we don't have enough information from the SMEs. Tell me, any Fortune 500, any big bank CEOs or president go to the SME summit? No, they go to the CEO summit. Right? How could you get information if you do not go there, listen to them, talk to them, share experience with them to see what they need is only 50,000 US dollars instead of $20 million? How can you get enough information? So I think, well, Tenda we discussed yesterday say banks are banks. They always have to control the risk. Right. So government, banks, let's think about something new financial structure that can really help those millions of hope small companies that need 50,000 US dollars. What is the right structure? What is the right organization to support them? That's the thing we should think about. So the other thing I want to share with you here is always, I believe, that small is beautiful. And this financial crisis, it gives a lot of, it's a disaster to big companies. This war in 21st century, I think in last century, it's big is better. You have a big, factory, big amount, and everything's big, is good. This century, in the 21st century, I always believe small is beautiful because it's not how fast your machine is. It's not how many equipments you have. It is how quickly you can change yourself to meet the market. Because the information time, internet, technology make a difference. So the world IT in the last century is designed for manufacture. And this century, IT is designed to help the consumers. So I think this is a disaster for big companies, century disaster for big companies, but it is a great opportunity for small business. For this financial crisis, we see a lot of big companies we never thought they would die. AIG, to me, it's like empire. How could that happen, right? All the the big car companies which we respect, we always want to be there. But today, they all died. And let's look at the SMEs. We still feel painful, but we are happy in our heart because we still survive. And we heard so many stories about big companies giving trouble. And I see the society, the government paid too much attention to these big troublemakers. They are the troublemakers. And we give them enough support. Let them die. It's the time for them to die because they make troubles. Every big company, they have a different disaster, different problems. But all the SMEs have the same problems. They need understanding and support. This world is not fair. I know, so that's why I want to encourage everyone, all the SMEs here. I'm an SME. I have 8 kids. I'm still an SME. I still believe I'm small because when I'm small, I know I can be big. And I hate to be big, unfortunately. When I was a small company, only have 10, 20 people, I feel so excited. Well, I can call every employee's names, and I know everything I want to change. I can change it within half a minute. Now, oh, terrible. When I was 20 years old, my friend said, your company is not big enough. If you are big, you're like a big boss. You're easy, right? You can control your time. Now my time is not controlled by myself. My time is controlled by all the meetings, the secretaries, and the KPI, shareholders, all the things. It's much tougher than when you are small. So I always believe the first day love is very beautiful. Believe the first day love. Believe when you're small, at least you can have time to go out, to go to cinema with your wife and the kids and enjoy a wonderful view. But when you're big, you always go to board meetings. And also, I want to say that I give you some today. I come here. People say, Jack, you did not prepare. Why you don't have a PPT? I never prepared PPT. I'm not good at the technology. I was trained to be a high school teacher. And the only thing I can know about a computer, funny thing is I'm running one of the biggest e-commerce companies in China, maybe in the world, but I know nothing about computer. The only thing I can know about computer is send, receive email, and browse. That's it. Because I always say technology is for people not working for technology. But today I come here as an entrepreneur, I'm prepared every day. I'm not prepared for the PPT because every time when I use PPT, something wrong, I cannot use it. So I come here to tell you my own experience. I want to share with you, as an 8 kids father, what I did when I have trouble. When I have trouble, I always remind me 3 things. Focus on your customer, serve your employees, and learn from your competitors. These are the key issues that I learned. Focus on customer. Everybody today talking about shareholder number 1. I hate that. I think it's always customer number 1. It's the customer give you the money. It's the customer give you the innovations. It's the customer that make you happy. Because year 1999 and year 2000, when internet bubble burst, we cannot get any money. We do not have revenues. We have nothing. But every day, what I encouraged me go on was a letter of thanks and emails from my customers. Say, Jack, Alibaba, keep on, because you helped us. Someday we will help you. That's the dream I had. So today, when you believe shareholder number 1, you only think about making numbers. You only think about revenues. You only think about how can make your stock market go up. And I let you know, no shareholders can be trusted. I tell you the truth. Well, our shares stock price 2 years ago, we listed at 13.5 Hong Kong dollars. Before that listing day, a lot of shareholders come say, Jack, we're long-term shareholders. Please give us more shares. We'll keep it. When the financial crisis time came, the day we IPO 13.45, we went up to $40 without doing anything good with 24 hours. And then the financial crisis came, $40 to $3 without doing anything bad. They all gone. Most of the shareholders, they're share traders. How can you trust on them? So rely on customers, because the customers stay with you. Customers grow up with you. Customers give you the money, give you the hope, give you the support. So focus on customer. And second is rely and serve your employees. It's your employee, it's your team that make the difference. That the employees that make all the dreams realized. If we say, well, we have so many problems, and big companies have a problem in getting the innovations, how to make things happen. Well, because they do not listen to the employees. They focus too much on the shareholders. The shareholders, well, they give you this idea, that idea, and when you really do that idea, they're gone. And they change all the time, but your employees stay with you. I remember the tough days. It was so difficult, year 2002 or 2001. There's only one group of people that stay with me. That's my colleagues. And people say, Jack, you don't have to pay me for 2 years. I will still stay at the company because you respect us, because the customer love us. And I tell you one funny thing. Only when you believe your employees are talents, they are talented people. If you don't believe them, they will never be. My mistake I made when I was year 2000, we raised $5 million US dollars. And that $5 million US dollars, when we have money, we start to make mistakes. I try to hire as many talents as possible. Those talents are MBAs, those talents are vice president of multinational companies, because I believe if you have an MBA, you must be good, right? But when I hire these guys, oh my God, it's terrible. These guys came telling you strategy. I only have $5 million. I remember one of the vice president of marketing said, Jack, this is a budget for next year's marketing. I said, what is that? 12 million US dollars. I said, I only have 5 million. He said, I've never done any plan below 10 million. When something wrong, it's always your fault. Because you never know. So try to find the right people, not the best people, all the employees. You try to find. So if you try to hire great people in your own company, which your company is not good enough at that time, just like a poor Boeing 7, if you want to put a Boeing 747 into a poor tractor, when that grows, your tractor never fly into pieces. So my suggestion is that look at your employees, develop them. Only when they are developed, your company will be developed. The day when we IPO'd, we created more than 1,000 millionaires, at least, in the company. All the guys sit in the room and we had a chat. I say, ask me. Now, tell me one thing. Why you are so successful? Why we are so successful when we are 20s, we become millionaire? What happened? We are very hardworking people? I think there are much more hardworking people outside. Do you think we are smart enough? Oh, at least I'm not smart. I took 3 times to go to the university. I failed all the times. And I don't think I'm smart. I don't think you are smart. And at that time, in year 2000, it was so difficult for Alibaba to hire people. If they're not that much disabled, we hire them. If they can walk, we hire them. Because nobody believed the internet. Nobody believed e-commerce will work in China. Nobody believed that, internet can happen. But these guys, because they had no jobs, so they said, well, let's come here. So they joined the company, and then those MBAs, those people with great, background, they were a lot of headhunting company. They moved out. They started their own business. Now, today, they all fail. Those guys, nobody headhunting them. Those guys never sort of have the dreams to build up their own company, stay in the company. After 5 years, we all succeed. Why? We keep our dreams. We believe it. No matter how big your dream is, make small, tiny steps ahead and grow with them, grow with the company. So my mistake, year 2001, I told my 18 founders, I said, you guys can only be team manager. All the VPs I will hire from outside. Now, 10 years passed. All the wonderful people I had outside, 100% gone. And those which I think, how could you be successful? They all become VPs and directors. They are all powerful because they believe they can. So I want to tell everybody here, we are small, but care your employees. These are the people. They have families, they have dreams. They come here not only for the jobs, they come here with a dream to get shared with you. And the third thing is learn from your competitors. Don't hate your competitors. Big companies hate competitors. I love my competitors. Without competitors, we will never grow that much fast. Year 2003, when we start, Taobao is a C2C auction model. eBay, my competitor at that time, is $80 billion market cap. We, small, tiny, but we start to compete. It's a lot of fun to compete with big guys. If I start to have a boxing with Mike Tyson, I'm honored, If you have a chance to compete with somebody, if it is a great competitor, you learned. We learn from our competitors. We respect them. Everything they move, you grow. And the other thing I want to share with you is that competitors are the best laboratory for you. Because competitors study you. Any innovative ideas they come, you learn that. Don't copy them, learn from them. So I love my competitors. Every time when I look at them, I wish admire. But in China, people say, Jack, you're so crazy. Because 4 years ago, I said, when I look at my telescope, I never see my competitors. And people say, how could you be that 狂妄, And I say, no, I'm looking for examples, models. Why should I be looking for competitors? Competitors are everywhere. And when you compete, having fun, the most interesting part of the business is competition. To make your competitors angry, to make your competitors jumping around, that's the skill you should have. Not make yourself jumping around and angry, right? Business is such a great fun. When I compete, if I got angry, if I jumping around, I know something wrong. Because this is a wrong strategy to compete. When you compete, not purposely make your competitor unhappy. If they are unhappy, if they're jumping around, if they try to use money to kill everything, you start to win. Because they start to lose money. When your competitors start using money to compete with you, they start to lose. Business is about wisdom. Business is about hope. Business is about courage. So these are all the skills, and nobody comfort us. I learned to use my right hand to comfort my left hand when I'm in trouble. You always tell yourself, okay, I'm still surviving, I'm still growing, everything's good, at least I'm still surviving, right? So when you are big, you start to worry about losing something. When you're small, you start to grow. So I always believe small, keep the hope. So these are the things I want to share with you. And the last and most important thing I want to say is never, ever give up your dreams. I think you cannot eat food for 7 days that you will die, right? 5 to 7 days. If you do not drink for 3 days, you will die. If you do not breathe for 3 minutes, you die. But if you lose hope and dream for 1 minute, you die. So I want to tell you that I had problems. In the past 10 years, these days when I walk on China, when I look at the airport, a lot of books about me, about the Alibaba, I feel very nervous because these are not the books interviewed me. These are books that, all right, we are not that good. We're not that bad. But today when you're something, successful, they start to write good things about it. We made so many mistakes. The only book that I dream to write about is Alibaba 1001 Mistakes. Every mistake, I think you counted, I made it. And I know you will make it too. Because when I was doing business, everybody said, wow, this is the mistake. This guy is going to make, that guy is going to, I'm never going to make it. I tell you, you will make it. And you will make it again, again, again. And when you make it again, again, don't lose confidence. Make it again. You will win. That's all we did. I mean, nobody's perfect, right? So I almost lost my confidence year 2002. I had a big trouble with my team in the USA. I learned from a great consultant guy, joined the company, said, Jack, Alibaba doing international trade. International trade needs English. Which country has the best English you believe? I think USA, right. Now, internet needs great technology. Which country has the best technology? We say, USA, right. And we're in Silicon Valley, so we move our Alibaba.com to Silicon Valley. And when I arrived in Silicon Valley, we suddenly realized something wrong. We hired people from Miami, from New York, and from all the where. They all came to our Silicon Valley. And after 3 months, I realized the problem is that nobody in Silicon Valley knows the trade. So what's the point? Have a good technology and English. We are not English site, right? All the small, medium-sized companies across the board, they know exactly what are you talking about, no matter how terrible your English is. Right. So I made a mistake, and I told the people, say, sorry, it's a mistake. Let's move back. So after 2 months, we moved back to China again. The funny thing is that everybody was happy at that time because internet was boosting. They got a lot of option shares, they got a lot of cash pay, and they find another job is easy. And nobody wanted the shares. Like we give them 1 cent per share. No, share, we want a cash. Now you know they don't believe your dreams. If they believe the dreams, give them the shares, 1 cent. If they don't believe, I want a cash, let them go. And I was so disappointed. A lot of people we hired, they did not want. They want a cash. No matter how wonderful at that time, it's easy to raise money. People still want a cash. So I said, okay, let's forget it. And I worked for about half an hour on the Beijing street. My colleague was with me. And then I told myself, go to bed, sleep, tomorrow again. So we started. Today, things changed. So I want to tell you, never ever give up your dreams. And today, I encourage myself and our team. It reminds us one thing that always, and I want to share with you, finish my speech, that today is very difficult. Tomorrow is much more difficult. But the day after tomorrow is very beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. You will never be able to see the day after tomorrow's sunshine. If you give up the hope, you will not see it. If you give up your employees, you will never see it. If you give up your customers, you will dead. But if you give up shareholders, you will get a better one. Thank you.